Good morning, guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How's everybody doing? We are live. Lots of cool stuff to show you today. We have lots and lots of revisions from the week prior. Give me a sound check. Give me a screen check. I can't have everybody on my screens here. So let me make sure I'm muted on the other one too. Okay, cool. Yeah, we're muted. We're good to go. The most interesting thing before we even get into my setups and everything else that I find interesting right now, if you guys are following the story, Venezuela is really blowing up. There's enormous amount of unrest on the streets because it looks like Maduro essentially stole the election, and as the public outcry, I think, builds, you may be looking at a revolution, which is obviously very unstable. And the reason why I bring that up to us is, of course, it's interesting as far as gold goes. I've been keeping an eye on gold all morning long. It is actually starting. It's starting to just verticalize. So it's kind of running away from us as far as the trade goes. But our setup, should it occur, will be when you get a second buy label. Which brings me into the conversation about what kind of a setup we're going to be doing here today. So I'll give you a few minutes because it's early. People are still crawling into the room. I'll repeat the setup at the end of the day. In the meantime, I want to say hi to everybody. Make sure that everybody, of course, signs up for Apex. Apex has the last couple of days of massive discounts. As I'm looking over here, gold is just running away, which is fine. We'll if there's a setup, we'll take it if it appears. But it is definitely, I think, the most interesting story of the morning, as you can see right now, based upon all the geopolitical tensions that are going on. So that's one thing I wanted to show you. Another thing that I wanted to share with you guys, there's a new sponsor that I think you guys are going to find very, very interesting. Brian Gelber is a market wizard who I've read about, long time ago, who has an actual, not a retail prop firm, but an actual prop firm where they hire people on salary to trade for them. And they are running a trading contest only for US customers only. So I have to just, give you a warning on that. But did this go in? Let me just make sure. Where's my link here? Oh, I misspelled my link. Here, let me give you the link. Okay, here's the link. So it's a really interesting contest. Huge prizes. There's going to be a $10,000, $20,000, I think $35,000 prizes behind it. Lots and lots of money on the line. And if you participate in the contest, they like what they see, they're going to hire you. So the contest has a twofold function. It has lots of really rich prizes. Go look at what the prizes are, but also the possibility of actually being hired for a prop firm position. As I said, he runs an old school prop firm, not the new retail type prop firms like Apex is. So for people who really might be looking to want to make a career change or just have fun with this and see if it's possible for them, this is definitely worthwhile. Follow that link. Only for U.S. customers only, though. They can only do this with U.S. customers. All right. In the meantime, we are getting a buy signal in gold, possibly. Now, I want to show you what a buy signal in gold is. With this, hang on. Where's my thing? Let me go over here. Is this over here? No, sorry. Just bear with me a second. I had like all this beautiful arrow. It's not setting up, so it doesn't matter. But assume if there's going to be a second green label over here, that will create a buy signal for us. And let me show you exactly what the new indicator that I developed. It's obviously it's just a refinement of all the old stuff we're talking about, but it's refined to as precise a structure as I can possibly make it. And the idea here is really, really simple. We're looking for two things. We're looking for the slope from the prior slope, right? This is the slope differential. We're just basically taking a slope differential, just sort of very, very basic calculus kind of stuff, right? To be positive by 4 or greater on the upside, negative by -4 or greater on the outside. In other words, we want it to be sloping us. We want it to be sharpening up to the upside, sloping down to the downside as our measurement. If we get those two measurements, as well as a higher value on the greens, so this is clearly going to be like a 237 against a 231. So this small cell, green, is our basic element of a trend signal. In order for you to have trend, you have to have 2 points that are rising in space or 2 points that are falling in space. That's why I have a double-edged arrow here, just to kind of emphasize that it's 2 points. So if we get a green, a green tile in gold, we have a signal. As you can see here, what we don't have is we don't have those couplets over here. It's a red to green, green to red, red to green. It's a switch regime. And when you see switch regime, what's the interesting thing that you guys see over here? It's totally flat. This is toxicity, right? And one of the beautiful things about this new indicator that everybody in my BK group has, and by the way, if you guys want this indicator, just simply join us. Let me give you the discount link. Everybody who joins me gets the indicator, totally free of charge. What you see here is that this eliminates as much as possible. Nothing is ever limited 100%, but as much as possible, the very, very unproductive foray, the very unproductive journey into chop, right? Because we don't follow any of these signals. We've just been sitting on the sidelines. Conversely, on the other hand, when you have a couplet like this, right? You have a couplet like this, red, right? That creates a perfect sell signal for us. And, we took that. Now, the question is, and it gets a lot more nuanced, is how many of these couplets do you try to string together before you stop? And my internal rule, because, the first couplet, obviously, you go from green to red. That's a great signal. You go, right? The second one is still, I think, quite often, measurable and viable. But I give myself maximum 3 couplet strings, 3 2-element reds or 3 2-elements just before I sort of stop, and I give the trend a little bit of rest. Now, sometimes in a parabolic trend, you can go sometimes 4, 5, 6, and it's very, very lucrative. But it's always a matter of art as to how much you're going to give yourself. Certainly, the first and the second are the ones that I really, really want. Now, what you're watching over here, by the way, that's interesting, is you're not seeing the signal, right? You're not seeing the signal in gold. Why are you not seeing the signal in gold? Because what's happening is there's been such a big sell-off that the slope has gotten a little flatter. The flatter the slope, the more cautious we are, right? We're looking for an acceleration in slope, which is effectively kind of a derivative signal to us that buyers are buying, right? The steeper the slope, the faster the buying, the more likely we have some continuity. Because ultimately, what are we looking for in trend is continuity. We're looking for continuity, and that's the structure that we're looking to play. So I'm going to leave this alone for right now. See what else is going on here. It's very, very quiet. We got 7 minutes before the open. Nothing else is going on here. Let me know. Let me know if you guys are clear on the basic rules of this structure. It's really, really pretty simple. The way I sort of explained it to somebody yesterday that made it very, very easy for them to understand is look back, see where the current tile is. Look back at the prior tile. Is the prior tile the same color? If it's the same color, consider a trade. If it's a different color, there's no trade. You're in a transition phase. Okay. So right now we got nothing. We have no tiles anywhere. ES, Nasdaq, everybody's flat. And today may be a very, very flat day because we're ahead of FOMC. By the way, good news for everybody. We're going to trade FOMC live tomorrow, so be sure to be there or be square. I'm going to try and talk to my producer because what I really want to do is I think we might be able to stream Jerome while we're doing live. I'm gonna see if we could do like a picture-in-picture kind of a thing, because that'd be really, really cool. Because we can stream the news conference and then just go crazy on trading. I'll see if I can accomplish that technically tomorrow. But definitely come hang out with us. 145 New York. We're going to do this probably till about 3:30. Nice long trade on live tomorrow. Also, I don't know how many of you guys are going to be in Vegas this weekend for the money show, but I'll be in Vegas. So if you want to come say hi, I'd love to see you. I'll be talking about prop. Probably the only person there talking about props. So it should be fun. You know, if you guys are coming, if you're coming down to Vegas, it's in the Paris casino. I'll be there presenting Friday, but I'll be there from Thursday onwards. So love to see you guys. Otherwise, as you can see, nothing much going on here. Gold sort of slowed down a little bit in its slide and has not given us the right kind of a signal. So we're just we're staying very patient. In the meantime, we're looking at the US 30, which was very weak yesterday, by the way. I mean, the Nasdaq's, I'm using the CFD term. The YM, the Dow. We're looking at the Dow. I'm sorry. US 30 is the Dow, which is the YM in the futures. And that's actually possibly setting up for maybe a long trade over here. That's actually still looking really weak on a relative basis. The S&P and Nasdaq are both up. The YM is not. But, it's had a much sharper rise here over the last 20 minutes. So we'll see if the buyers want to come in. And as good as this setup was in terms of we having the fund and everything else, we just didn't have the setup, so we could take the trade. We slowed down a little bit on the kind of increase in slope. And I think one of the cool things, by the way, is we can actually look underneath the hood. Let me put on my glasses so I could actually see this. We can see the slope differentials here because I can actually turn them on, and I can tell you what's going on over here. So slope was negative to positive. I just didn't have much of a differential here. It got really, really sharp, and then kind of flattened out. So that's why we don't have any trade for it. So fine, we sit here tight, hang out. We are 3 minutes to the open. Let me see what's on the calendar today. I think we have just have JOLTS, and then we have the JOLTS comes out at 10, which is really all we have. The consumer confidence too. This should be actually interesting. I mean, JOLTS could be an interesting trade. We might just have to sit in our hands until 10 o'clock and see if there's any trades to go, because if JOLTS is kind of soft, that really is going to put an impetus on the Fed. The Fed looking to cut, so we'll see. Is this the super scalper? It's, we call it the 1 bar scalp, basically. So, I don't have a great name for it. It's a generic name because, we're still in the engineering phases. Once we're really finished, and honestly, we're actually pretty much done with this indicator. The only requests I have for my group are just cosmetic stuff, which I'll try to fix. But I think the logic actually has been great. I mean, guys, chime in. Tell everybody how you guys traded it, because yesterday, we killed it. I had this account down to like 48.5, and I brought it back up to about 50.2 in just one day. So gold, sorry, this gold. Oh, what am I going over here? Why is this? Oh, you know what it is? Oh, no. I know what it is. I have the wrong. I know why. Sorry. I have the old. I got to do a different. Sorry, I have to add let me do the alerts here. We're going to do the alerts. GC buy. Because we just rolled the contracts, and I'm still using the alerts on the old contracts. So we're going to do sell signal once per bar close. GC sell, create. So now I have the more current alerts, and then let me just do search GC and get rid of the other ones. Okay, get rid of this one. This is the old one. This one, okay. This one, yes. Okay, all right, cool. So I got rid of it. So it'll give us an alert. Look at opening range, big move in a Dow. Nice move. We don't have any signals. Negative move in the Nasdaq. So just a lot of chop here. And the reason I love this indicator is because the single best trade you can make sometimes is no trade at all. I mean, I know it's boring, and we can't get excited, but if you're looking to just stay consistent and profitable, sometimes the best thing is just chop is not the trade you want to be in if you're a trend trader, and we're trend scalping. So so it's just not conducive. So we don't do anything. We just hang out. Just hang out. How's everybody doing elsewhere on all of this? Are you guys enjoying the? Okay, hang on a second. Let's look what we got here. Wow, this is so old. We actually have massive big move. All right, we're going to chase this ES here on the if this completes. Let me just go back to make sure that we're correct. Yeah, this is the signal. We're waiting 21 seconds. We're gonna wait on the ES with an 8-tick stop, 16-tick target. We're gonna be buying market as soon as this candle completes. So I'm gonna hide this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, market. All right, we'll see. This may retrace on me because this was a massive pump, but it's worth a shot because I just want to show you the setup as it's meant to be traded. And obviously, this is always opening 5 minutes, blah blah blah. All my disclaimers are there. Not anything let me get this bigger here, and we can see ourselves over here. Target is 22. We're in at 20. It's moving up and down, lots of volatility. We'll see if it plays out. It's obviously a huge amount of volatility on the open, but it's a big burst, and it's generally a good signal for us to think that there is continuity on this trade. But yeah, hey, there's always a retrace. So we're in at 20, target is 22, stop's going to be 16. We'll see a lot of volatility. Look at this volatility. Let me get bigger on this. You guys can watch this a little bit. I thought we were going to pick up steam here. Look at it, I picked up steam, but kind of died. This little red line above 22 is actually the day's high, I think. Oh no, the day's high is 21. Day's high is 21. See that little green line? Do we clear it? We'll see. Now, you know what? We'll take it. We'll just take it. We'll take a little bit of the profit because it's been struggling, and you generally, with me, if it's at the day's high, if it's not going to bust through the day's high, we'll let it go. It may still make the run. And, if I was really patient, maybe it would have worked. But half a loaf is better than none. We took 60 points out, 50, 60 points out of this, $50, $60 out of this. Not bad. It's just a good example to you of this is a very long 1-2 combo, right? If you look at this, look at this. This was like a 2-hour 1-2 combo, right? A 2-hour. Usually that's actually really cool. I didn't realize that this candle actually, this two edge candle gives you the time. Generally, the time differential between these two stables. And by the way, see how it's starting to collapse. I mean, I just I took what I could out of it. I didn't want to press it, but generally, the differential is sometimes 10-15 minutes. That's the ideal structure. But I wanted to give you a flavor of what the setup is all about, why it's worth taking. Let's take a look at, by the way. What was on here? There was no other setup here at all. Oh, YM had a setup. Okay, so YM had a setup, and That one probably died because that was just too much. We had a big volatility. So that setup came in at 22. No, this actually would have made it. We were trading for 10, for 10.20. This would have actually made the full 10 points. Now it's retracing. Obviously, this was a big, very, very sharp move as well. Where you really, the perfect setups are like nice, smooth 1, 2, 10 minutes between them. Those are really, really great setups. And I'll give you one other really, really interesting tidbit that you may want to consider. So Apex is offering, in addition to to the big discount, it's still offering for the next couple of days the one trade passing challenge, which is very, very attractive if you just want to try to pass it in one trade. Oh, where's the S&P? Let me just go to the S&P. Do we have another one? Oh, look at this. S&P did. I mean, had I been super, super patient with this thing, I know, did it hit 22? Yeah, it would have hit fully 22. But half a loaf is better than none. We took the trade. It's fine. A lot of, you can see it's just a huge amount of volatility. These are like three-point candles. That's a lot. There's a lot of movement in the S&P. So I'll just we'll leave them alone. Anyways, my point being is, a lot of times, especially like around 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, maybe around 11 o'clock in the morning, you're going to get the turn trade. The turn trade is like when it's let's say it's selling off, and then you get these double greens. It's a sign to you that the market is starting to turn to the upside, right? And if you want to load up, right, just simply say, I think this is the bottom. Now, obviously, this is either win or die type of trade, but if you have this tool, it really helps you win much more than die. You can get long 10 contracts S&Ps. Your win target is 6 points. At 4 points, your stop loss is 4 points. It's actually a little bit more than 4 points, but it's basically 4 to 6 ratio, which is a very reasonable ratio. If you are right, boom, one trade, you're funded. It's really, really cool to do that. If you have, now obviously you got to have a couple of accounts. That's why I say, get a few Apex accounts. Let me give you the link here one more time. Lock them down as many as you want, because you could try this just think about it. You could try this like every day for a week and just get funded. Boom. And then obviously when you are funded, you can't trade this way because you're going to blow all of your accounts. But pre-funding, this is a really fast way to get funded with the tool as it is. It's kind of really, really cool. So I'll leave it to you to play around with it. But you see the very, very sharpness of the slope. We had lots of retraces. This is why, by the way, we got to give yourself 4 points of movement on the other side, because you're going to get stopped out. Nothing worse than being right on the trade and getting stopped out, right? So you have to give yourself enough room and enough variance to make it worthwhile. So instead of 1, 2, I'm trading with a 2, 4. That's a really sweet spot for the S&P. I love the S&P. This setup on the S&P is just money, money, money. I told you yesterday I was down to 48.5 because YM just destroyed me. We're trading in my room, and I was just kind of fooling around, blah, blah, blah. And then after that, I got off air and I'm like, okay, let's focus. I took a 10 lot, boom, 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 back up to 50 into trades with the S&P. It was really, really cool. Go long one account and short another account. Well, you could get stopped out on both. I guess you get stopped. Well, yeah, I don't think they're gonna. By the way, I think they're not gonna let you do that, because I think Apex does not like you to do the same trade on both accounts. Then they're not stupid. No, you got to take risk. But what I'm saying is that this is a calculated risk that I think really helps. Like, this tool really helps you with the calculated risk of doing it right. So what else is going on here? Let's see. ES is kind of quiet. This is quiet. Gold has just not given us a signal either way. So it's been super quiet. So this is minis. This should be minis. This is Nasdaq. This is YM. Let's go to YM. Yeah. So, we're twiddling our thumbs a little bit, but as you can see, when the trade's set up, they're pretty good. The great advantage of this particular new approach is, yes, I'm taking a lot less trades. I used to do 30, 40 trades a day, just an inveterate junky as far as trading goes. Here I'm doing like 3 to 5, 3 to 7 trades, much less trades, but much more potent. Much more potent to really hit those things. So yeah, I mean, I think it's it's totally cool. This is now running 24s, right? We're finally starting to really run on the S&P. We don't have any setups. We took the one setup on the S&P. Nasdaq, I would need to see. Oh, Nasdaq is starting to give us a second one. So let's look at Nasdaq. How much time do we have on Nasdaq here? Where's the candle here on Nasdaq? Oh, Nasdaq. Nasdaq's kind of dying. What is it? 941. Let's try Nasdaq. NQ buy market. All right, let's see if Nasdaq. Nasdaq is a much tougher trade. Much tougher trade. I like to trade the S&P, but we'll take the signal when we get there. So we're at 302. The target is 12. If this thing rallies forward, the idea is that it should stretch out forward, right? 12, 9, 9, 10. It was just right there. It went to 9. But didn't extend. Let's see if it gets up there for us. 6, 7, very fast. The other thing is Nasdaq is super fast, right? 9, 10, close. Nice. So we took almost $200 out of that on a very fast move. And you guys see, when the iron, and now it's really starting to roll. I'm just trying to figure out if there was any kind of move. So that's the really cool part about the structure. It's when you get the signal and it really goes your way, it's just really super fast. That's why I'm saying it's one of those great trades for for a large contract size and just explosive trade. Like this could have been this was a big candle move though. I don't know if I would have really pulled the trigger on it, but maybe I would have. If you pulled the trigger on this on a 10 lot, this would have been 14. This would have been $2,000 in 2 minutes. So you would have been like 2/3 of the way towards your target in terms of Nasdaq. Now it also just as fast, just as quick evaporates on you. That's why Nasdaq is a snooze or lose type of trade. But occasionally Nasdaq will just take a runner. They'll just take a massive run. It sounds like there was some kind of. I'm just wondering if there was some kind of news here. How much do you bet that you pass so fast? Well, Jan, this is what I was talking about. That's why I was talking about the S&P, because the ratio, if you use like on Nasdaq, so let's just actually do the numbers, right? On Nasdaq, let's say you do a 5. On Nasdaq, you have $2,500 stop. Let's say you're starting a fresh account. So each point is $20. 5 of them is $100. So if you do use 5 Nasdaqs, you have a 25-point stop, really about a 20-point stop. In order to make 3,000, you need 31 points, just above commission, right? Maybe 30 and a half. So it's a 25-point stop, 30-point target in one single trade on Nasdaq on a 5 lot, which I think is kind of reasonable. That's depending on where you were at. You could have certainly done it over here. You count 252 here on a two green entry, right? 61. If you just simply bet on the fact that it was the market was gonna rally, you could have just gotten through there. I prefer the S&P ratio where you do a 10 lot on a 6 forward, means you get a 6. If you make 6 points profit with a 4-point stop, you're in. Now, obviously, you don't want to do this on a random situation. You want to do it when things set up that look proper. This seems to me like there was some kind of a news event here that popped us. I don't know what happened. Let's go to Twitter. Let's see what Twitter is saying for us today. Anything going on here? Nope. Really, no headlines hitting us, huh? No, it was just there's just a volatility vortex. I guess they just decided to take it up and down. Wow, it's a really big reversal. You can see it. It's a massive reversal, right? Um, YM just sent us a negative signal. No, YM just sent us a positive signal. Okay, so this would have been another. Definitely a very decent looking buy signal. I just sorry, I was just missed it because I was looking at the reversal here. It's really interesting at how completely different the indices are, right? The YM is just sort of like the slow, steady climb, and the Nasdaq is just psychotic today. Like, look at this move. It's from 319 to like 100-point move in 4 minutes, right? Whereas the YM would have been a really good. You would have been coming here at 35. It was very easy to make 45. On YM as well. YM is not one of those instruments where you think of using it as a one trade pass, but the numbers here are kind of interesting too, because if you do a 10 lot on YM, which is about the most I think you can do liquidity wise, right? And you're coming in like, I don't know, so you need to make 3,000 each point on that. So each point on that is $5. That's $50 a trade. So you need $60. It's basically 60 points of target. And you have 2,500 of stop at 50. So it's 50. That's actually not bad. It's a 60-50 ratio, I believe, right? So 50-point stop, 60-point target. You certainly, again, one of those kind of things where, if you just simply say, I'm gonna get long in front of the market because they're gonna ratchet it, you could have gotten 10 long here, and that would have worked as well. I don't have a view on natural gas. I honestly don't have any view on commodities whatsoever. So I am, not even going to comment on that because it's not anything I do. But here's what we did do, which was good. We took the now we're getting a sell on S&P, and let's take a look at Nasdaq. We're getting a sell on Nasdaq. So none of these are sells. They're just signals to us. This is the first stage. We also have I'm really not going to trade because I got a 10 o'clock consumer confidence. I have jolts. I'm going to wait, see what those guys do. There's no point of putting myself in front of a train for now. But you can see they're both setting up as shorts, which is the first of two. Now, if we get a secondary short lower, secondary red tile, that's going to be a trade. That's going to be a trade to the downside. And you see, what do we do? It's been half an hour, and they've literally been 3 legitimate profitable trades, right? So if you're normal, if you're not doing crazy stuff like I'm talking about, 5 lots, 10 lots, if you're just doing 1 lots, this was a basically $100 in S&P. This was it's only $50 if you're doing 1 lot in the Dow. And it was $200 in this, so it was $350 in half an hour. That's awesome, Another hour, basically, if you're doing $500 an hour, and you do a couple of hours, you're genius. You're really done well. So it's cool. I just I like it, and obviously that's just on a 1 lot. If you did 2 lots, that would have been $700 with 3 trades. You're done for the day, 45 minutes, good. Imagine doing that continuously. It's really very attractive. That's the whole point of this. You can do this endlessly, like a adrenaline, addled monkey like I am, or you could do it, 45 minutes focused trading. In my opinion, the single best time to trade this. I mean, we do this now for essentially laboratory and teaching at this time of the day, but the absolute best time to trade the market is at 10:30 to 12 noon. That is 90 minutes, which is the European close. You're going to get generally the strongest moves, the sweetest trends, the greatest continuations. You have 2 or 3 quality trades there. Boom, boom, boom. You hit it. You're done. I can't tell you how many times I've chopped up the account on live trading, only to just completely not just recover, but go to P&L highs during that time. And I think everybody who trades with me can concur on that, right? Chime in, guys, on this. All right, everybody who's listening, you guys weren't here before. Let me tell you the new sponsor we have that I think you guys are going to really like. This is Gelber Group. Brian Gelber is a former market wizard. He's been around forever. Now, he runs an actual prop trading firm, not a retail prop trading firm, but an actual prop trading firm where they hire traders and they pay them money. They keep them on salary. They give them capital to trade. And what he's doing is he's running a contest. Contest is only for U.S. Citizens only, but it's a lot of fun. I think it's 35,000, 20,000, 10,000, some really, really big giveaways in this contest. If you do well in the contest, the winners of the contest may actually get job offers from him. So be sure to take a look at that link and hit it because it's fun. You know, if nothing else, you get to trade it. I got while I'm talking, I have a sell signal in Nasdaq, and I didn't take it because obviously I'm talking. But I said I wasn't going to take sell signals before the news. But if I was trading, so let me give you an idea of what I would do if this was sort of like if I was just focusing on my own account. I wouldn't be trading the large contract because again I don't want to be standing in front of news just yet. But if I want to take a punt on this was the close here was around 239. I would have taken the small contract. Small contract just like and MNQ. Maybe like two of those. That would have been a like a 40 risk against an 80. 40 target against an 80 risk. I would have taken that, and that actually would have gotten done because I would have been in at around 39, and this went all the way down to 28. I just needed 10 points, right? Maybe I would have taken it a little bit early, but if you're in that same predicament where you are in front of news and you do have a setup, but you're in front of news, you don't want to get big. Just get small. Just trade small. Just take a little punt trade if you want to. Anyways, we're gonna just chill out for a couple of minutes until the news hits. We'll see if there's any reaction to it. Anybody from Latin America today with me? Like, where's everybody from? Because I'm just I'm curious if you guys have any views on Venezuela and what's going on over there, because I think it's a huge story and maybe underappreciated for its long-term consequences. If you guys anybody chime in, love to see it on the chat here. Let me know. Nigeria, Vietnam, everybody's in Asia, huh? I wonder if anybody from Latin America today? No. Okay. Canada. Okay, that's the other Latin America. Michigan. Portugal. Bob, what are you doing in Portugal? Where are you in Portugal? Are you by the shore, or are you in? Oh my God! Now I totally blanked out the capital of Portugal. Lisbon. Are you in Lisbon? Mark's from Florida. Where are you in Florida, Mark? Gold Coast or the Gulf Coast? Oh, Porto, near the coast. Yeah, beautiful. Man, Portugal is the bomb. It's such a great time there last year. By the way, just a heads up to you guys, we are going into the August travel season. I'm going to trade with you guys for a week. Then I'm going to Vegas next week. I will be trading with you Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Yeah, I'm going to be trading with you Tuesday, Wednesday. Then after that, I'm going to be in Vienna for a couple of Vienna and Prague for a couple of weeks. So I'm going to try. I can't promise. I'm going to try and trade from the road. We'll see how that goes, but we're going to make as much of an effort as possible to do this. But just giving you a heads up, it's it's the August. It's the August travels. Venice. Wait, where's Mark? Where's Venice, Florida? I'm only familiar with Venice, California. Is that Gulf Coast or I guess? Oh, I just got momentarily stopped out. Momentarily blanked out. We got about 5 minutes to go before the news. So I'm just waiting for the news to see if we get any kind of price action here. So, question. Oh, it's south of Tampa. Okay, cool. Yeah, Gulf Coast is really cool. I was just in Tampa like last month. Unbelievable how it's really grown. I was shocked. Let's do a poll. Okay, I want to do a poll, and I want to say, let's do a poll. And the question I want to ask is, how many trades do you do per day? I'm actually really curious. So we're going to do this 5 or less, between 10 and 20. And then we're going to do, I'm a degenerate. We're not even going to give you a number. Degenerate. Let's see how many of those we got. Okay, start poll. All right, guys, let me know. We got a couple minutes. Let's have some fun. Let me know who's who fits where. By the way, is everybody like the indicator? I mean, I think it's really clean now, right? Super simple to understand. It's driving by some relatively complex math, but I'm keeping the surface on it really the UI on it relatively clean, right? Not too complicated to basically understand where the trades are. Everybody digging in? Give me some claps here. Give me some props if you like it, or give me some boos. I'm not sensitive. You can tell me you think it sucks. Starting to accelerate to the downside of Nasdaq. Nasdaq had this just massive turn. What the F happened in Nasdaq that it would just had somebody just sold this shit down? Clearly somebody, maybe Nvidia. This is clearly index related, because you see the other indices are kind of holding bid, but Nasdaq is really just got crushed. And what I like about the indicator is that we don't necessarily need to know the reason. We can totally see the flow, and we just follow the flow on that. And look at the differential between the Dow and Nasdaq. It's just tale of two cities today. 2 minutes to the 2 minutes to the story. So let me see how many degenerates are there. Where's my poll? Oh, here's my poll. Oh, so it's actually a third and a third and a third, more or less. I'm surprised. Okay, that's pretty good. So 1020 is the sweet spot where most people are. I think I'm probably at around the 1020 myself. Does the indicator work on 10-year Treasury? I don't know. I don't trade 10-year Treasury. Bonds are for wussies. No, I'm just kidding. But we trade stocks. We trade gold. Real men trade stocks. But no, I mean, it might. You could give it a shot. I don't make any promises, but the basic idea behind it is universal. It's all about velocity and price. So, depending on how 10-year Treasury trades. Do I trade options? I do not. I do not trade options. Yeah, Bob says it works well for him so far. Easy to use, clear with alarms to alert. Yeah, I'm glad you like it. Yeah. Okay, what time is it? We got 9-10 seconds. Oh, we got about a minute before news comes out. I don't know if we'll see what the news is on this movement. Where's my news here? Let's watch the news. Got 30-40 seconds here on the clock. Let's see what the jolts comes out in. I don't have any vibe on this thing because surprisingly, actually, the GDP growth and everything else was pretty strong. Although push comes to shove, I actually think it's going to be softer because a lot of the GDP data was off of inventory, not necessarily organic growth. All right, we got 9-10 seconds left here. Consumer confidence also on the board. Market looking for 99.7. Better. And Jolts is better. So, yeah, we're better. We're better than you. That's negative Nah, is it negative? It's nothing. The equities are having no reaction. Gold actually kind of popped a little bit on this, but nothing special. It is, you know what is positive for on the YM? We do have a little bit of a YM move. I want to take it. I don't know. I'm not vibing it. Would it have worked? We'll have to see. Yeah, YM would have kind of worked. Would have been in around 90, but it's just ranging up and down. I think it would have it would have worked. I just didn't want to take it because I didn't see it wasn't like that strong a beat. But let's see if we were here long here on this one, it was 88. Yeah, it would have you would have been able to make the 10 on the YM for sure. It would have been another good signal. But the point being is that generally this gave us some really good signals. And I didn't take a few of them because the news. We could have taken one more trade in the Nasdaq on the decline over here. We could have taken one more trade in the YM. So there could have been like 5 positive trades. As is, we had 3 positive trades. We're up 1,350 for the day, which is fine. And more importantly, I got to show you the setup nice and clean. If you guys want, how do I choose the contract to use? We only trade Nasdaq, S&P, Dow, and gold. Now, how do I choose between those? Generally, what I like to do is I like to trade the strongest of the. So if the index is strong, if the index is up strong, then I'm going to trade the green signals in it. If the index is down strong, for example, Nasdaq is kind of down now. It was the strongest one up. Now it's down. I'm going to be trading the red signals in it. If it gives me more red signals, I'm going to be trading that. I try to trade strength, weakness. But as today we have strength going to weakness going to strength. So you have to be just very judicious about it. For right now, if you're looking over the last hour, which is really the only time I'm looking at something is I'm looking in the last hour. What looks most directional? You see that the Dow was the most directional, so that was the strongest to the upside. Over the last half hour, it's been Nasdaq that's the most directional to the downside. So I'm going to be looking for sells over here. That's kind of how I make my mind. But the first and foremost thing I want to be looking at is the thing you want is phase transition from reds to double greens. Actually, we have a double green here. So hang on a second. I'm talking. Did I miss this? Oh man, we missed this move here. Oh no, it was 951. It wouldn't have mattered. I wouldn't have taken this trade. I didn't realize that there was a secondary because this thing is so. Wow, look at this. Look at this. I didn't realize that there was I thought it was the first hidden one. There was a second label over here. So had we traded this would have been a 16 with a 20 stop and a 14 target, and it would have gone up against us. Now remember, this is pre-news, so this one the reason I didn't want to take it. But even with pre-news, you would have survived the stop, and it totally came down for the move. So it's pretty easy once you get the handle for it for trading it. But the key thing is you want the phase transition from greens to reds. The second red phase transition is usually a really good signal. And sometimes that's the thing is, I was going to say, if you want to take the big trade, sometimes this is the big trade. Imagine this: if you took this at 16 and you did a like I said, a 4-point stop and a 6-point target, one trade, you're done, you're funded. That's why I love the setup. It gives you this really interesting edge, especially during key points in time. The other absolute great time to do this. Usually, markets always rally in the last half hour of the day, and when you get that double green signal at the end of the day, load up the truck. I did this yesterday. I loaded up the truck, and it was great. And the account just blew up. You can do that as well. So you need to know times of day. You need to know how to use this indicator and which instrument is best to use it at. But you put those 3 things together, it becomes really powerful in terms of the trading. No, it's not. This is. It's a mistake. It's not. I didn't want to tell. I didn't tell you this before. It's not the slope. It's the differential. Now it's only calculating differential right now. Okay. It went beyond. It's not doing raw. It's only showing you differentials. That's why it's a nice clean value. You know, it does. I hide all the ugliness from you. If you want to see it, the algo shows it to you, but I hide all the ugliness for you. So it's just looking for differentials that are greater than 4. So it's not the slope; it's the actual differential that it's printing. So it's doing one step beyond that, right? So that's why the indicator is so cool now. It sort of transcends all the logic is subsumed inside of it. So it just spits out the final product for you, which is what you want, right? You want the final product so that you just take the signal off the final product. All right, my friends, everybody have a great day. Let me give you links to everything. Here's Apex, right? Here's Brian Gelber's group. Go sign up for that amazing offer. You know, if you win, you know, it's fun to do a contest. Contests are really fun, and if it works out, you could have a job. So enjoy that for all it's worth. And if you want to just join me, here's the discount for the month. I'll leave that to you guys. Come hang out with me. Don't forget, tomorrow, big day. We're going to be at FOMC 145. Everybody come hang with me, and I'm going to try and see if we can stream Jerome into our session. I'm gonna see if we can arrange that with my producer, so we could actually listen to what he's got to say while we're trading. So it'll be really cool. All right, everybody enjoy. Thank you so much. Another good session for all of us. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Everybody take care.